Hi. So today we've got something a little bit different. As most of you know, I run Linux at home and I use Docker and I run NAN on there and all the databases that are associated. So whilst I back up my workflows to GitHub, I've only just started doing some of the more important databases. So today I'm going to show you the script I use. I'll give you all a copy at the end. And so let's go through it. So the script we're running is a shell script, and basically it's going to stop the Docker container. We're going to create a compressed archive of the database folder. Going to start the Docker container back up. We're then going to upload the archive to the Google Drive. We're going to use rclone, so I'm going to show you how to configure that as well. And then after 7 days, we can delete any of the local archive files from my drive. Tools ready. So we need to go to the Google Cloud Console. Let's create a new project. Just call it demo rclone. Okay, let's wait for it to finish creating. It's created. It's quite quick. And then we want to change to it, so demo rclone. First up, we need to go to the enable API and we need to enable the Google Drive API. So we'll just do a search for Google Drive. You want the Google Drive API again, and then we just enable that. We wait for that to become enabled. Takes a little while. Okay. Now we need to create an OAuth consent screen. So go click on get started. Let's call it, give it a name. So we want rclone demo. Use my email address. We're going to make it internal. Let's use the same email address again. Okay, there we agree. When we finish, we create. Okay, once that's finished creating, we then need to create an OAuth client. So we can either click there or we can go through the clients menu over here. So the application type we want is a desktop app. Let's give it a name as well. So rclone demo. And then here we go. So we need the client ID and the client secret. So I'm just going to copy the client ID because I know that I need that first. Alrighty. So now that we have got our credentials ready to go, we need to install rclone, or you will need to. So to install rclone, it's just a simple curl command. We curl and download the install.shell file from rclone.org, and then we pipe that into a sudo bash, and then it will do the install for you. So I don't need to do that as I've already got it installed. So what we need to do now is go rclone config. So we want N for new remote. Let's call it give it a name. So rclone demo. We want number 20. So the whole heap you can choose from. But as we're going to Google Drive and not Google Cloud Storage, we want number 20. So let's type in 20. Right, so here's the client ID I copied before. Go back and get the secret. Okay, got the secret. Right, so scope we want is number 1. Right, we don't want service camp files, and we just press enter. We don't need to go into the advanced config, so we just go no. Alrighty, so as I'm on a Linux machine, it's headless. I don't have a browser. So for me, I will want to go say N for no. So I'm going to then run this next command on my Mac, and it has web browser access. So we'll get it that way. So we'll go to rclone, copy that. We'll bring down, this is a terminal on my Mac. So we'll go run that. Okay, as you can see, the Google Auth appeared. That's the account I want. And then we want to go allow. There we go. Success. We're done. We can close that now. We'll go back to the window. And what we need to do is copy all of this. Carefully. Don't want spaces or anything either side. Get rid of that. And then here we can paste that in. And press enter. Alrighty. We don't want a shared drive, so I'll click no. Guess yes, we want to keep this remote. Sorry. Now we're done. So we can quit out, and rclone have a little test we can use. So what we want to do, where is it? Is this one here? Gee, that's not 13. So I'll give you these instructions later. So we'll copy this rclone ls G drive. Okay. Okay, I called it something else, didn't I? So that's my bad. We need to call it what it's called. There you go. So that's listing everything in my folder. Okay, so here's the script. So we're using MySQL for the Docker container. The backup source is, data1/docker/MySQL. The backup destination is data1/backup/MySQL. That's the name I've chosen for the tar file. The remote G drive is G drive, and then it's backup/MySQL. We'll configure rclone shortly. We've got the make directory, so if it doesn't exist, or create it. We then have the cd to the Docker container, and then we docker compose stop. We're creating the archive file using tar. Then we docker compose up once it's finished, and then /d, so we it's not in the output in the, I guess, the console. Yeah, the /d is quite important. The rclone copy then. And finally we find any files on the local hard drive that are 7 days or older, and then delete it. So we're going to copy that. Okay, so this is the folder. We have a couple of folders, a couple of files in there. So I use Nano to create files. So I'm going to call this backup docker _ MySQL.sh. We just paste in what I just copied. Then we go Control X and yes to save it. Right, now we need to make it executable. So we use a chmod command with a +X, and then the same as before. And then we can see now that it's got a executable on it. Okay, so let's give this backup script a test. So we want to go // in the right screen. And we run that. As you can see, start stopping the containers. While we're doing that, we'll do an ls. The MySQL container is created now. Got nothing in the Google Drive yet, but that's a matter of time. So we're creating the archive now. Excellent. We're now starting up as well, and also upload into Google Drive. So we check this MySQL folder here. We've got a archive file. We also have an archive file or folder now. And let's continue uploading. There we go. So let's do a refresh. The backup file is now located in the cloud in Google Drive, which is excellent. So I can now get some sleep at night, and I'm happy that some of my database instances are now being backed up. Now I would run this roughly around 4 a.m. in the morning, maybe a little bit earlier, when my system's inactive, and then yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions, have a good day.